Hello buddy, Xander here, and today we're doing our first TV related review in a while. Apologies for it not being as often as it used to be, but here we are. Like I mentioned in my last video, one of the reasons outside of procrastination that I didn't get a lot done in the last couple of weeks is because last week I got sick. So that kind of threw everything off. And again, just general procrastination. But I knew I had to talk about this TV series, especially to make up for not really doing anything for Batman Day. But today we are reviewing The Penguin, which is a TV series / spinoff to Matt Reeves' The Batman from 2022. And stars Colin Farrell as Oswald Cobb, not Cobblepot this time, and he's returning from his minor role in the Batman, and in that movie, and in this, he is, masterfully done in all of this, makeup and prosthetics, because Colin Farrell is not anything like a Penguin, which I think is really cool, even if feasibly you could get an actor who easily looks like this guy, but it's just that added extra bit of awesomeness that this dude not only is doing a completely different accent, but is also looks like a different guy. I kind of love that. So this show was created by Lauren LaFranc, but it's executive produced by Matt Reeves. And like I said, stars Colin Farrell. After the events of the Batman, after the Riddler flooded Gotham, Penguin is now, or Oz, is taking over, or trying to take over Carmine Falcone's criminal empire after he was killed by the Riddler in like the last hour of the Batman. But obviously that's gonna take a while, because there's still a lot of people holding on to that power, such as of course Falcone's brother, as well as his daughter Sophia, played by Kristen Melody, who just got out of Arkham Asylum. She apparently was a psychotic killer known as the Hangman, which is apparently a character from the comics I never heard of, but it's pretty cool to see that bit of comic stuff put into this. So Oz at one point, is trying to steal some dirt on a bunch of Falcone's guys from the now flooded Iceberg Lounge, until he is met with Carmine Falcone's son. What's his name? Alberto, that's right, Alberto Falcone, who is trying to look after the place, I guess, but he's also like this sort of bad seed almost, as he's known for his drinking and drug use, and he's been trying to get off that to run his dad's empire, but that's not going to work out too much, as after having a conversation with Oz, he starts making fun of him for his aspirations, and Oz decides to just shoot him dead. He realizes what he's done, but it's too late, so he takes the body and tries to put it in the trunk of his car, but his car is being stripped by a bunch of teenagers. He's able to catch one of them, whose name is Victor, played by Renzi Feliz. I think that's how I'm saying that. And instead of killing him outright, he gets him to help him carry the body to the trunk and drive him he drives him to a place of business for men who want some comfort from the ladies of the night, shall we say, mostly for an alibi. He wants an alibi from an old friend of his, seeing how he doesn't want to, get caught having killed Alberto. So he gets that alibi. And he then has Victor take him to like a junkyard. And before he can, probably kill him, Victor convinces Oz that he can like drive him around and, be his guy. And Oz decides to take him up on the offer. So with that, they work together a bit, but Oz is also having some meetings with the top guys of the Falcone family. Meets Sophia, who got out of Arkham. They have lunch together, catch up a little bit, and she's wondering where Alberto is. And after a couple of scenes, Oz is sort of like spying on her a little bit, trying to see what's going on. And he gets caught, and he tries to drive away from them. And it seems successful at first until he gets knocked out and finds himself in a chair naked. Doesn't look pretty good. What does look good is the makeup quality, because it goes all the way to his body, down to Colin Farrell and the makeup team revealing that they even made a prosthetic penis for Oz, though we don't see it, unfortunately, but fortunately. And he gets tortured while Sophia's wondering where her brother is. Thankfully, it's not like any type of Casino Royale style nut torture, and instead, but still painfully, he gets his arm, like, from the pit, like, starts getting his arm cut into by, like, a razor wire, like a Geely saw or something. It's pretty brutal. But before he, gets some bone cut into, a car drives, straight into, like, the area where the mansion is, because he's being, like, held in the little green room of the Falcone mansion or whatever. Sophia checks the car out. The trunk is open, and when she opens the trunk, she finds Alberto's body with his pinky finger missing where his ring was. Not just any ring. He had the ring of rival mob boss Salvatore Maroni, who Carmine stole the ring before when Salvatore is caught. And Oz had talked to Salvatore beforehand, and he's played by the one and only Clancy Brown, though I should have mentioned that scene earlier, but I didn't. So yeah, not only is Oz acquitted of his suspicion, even though he's now got at least a little cut, but he's now framed the Maronis for this killing. So that's episode 1. Episode 2 goes a little bit into like the funeral for Alberto, and Oz trying to wiggle his way in and make sure he's got enough power before he takes it all. And he helps jumpstart that a little more by sabotaging his own like shipment of drops, which is like the big drug in Gotham, which were like brought up in the Batman. So that shipment gets sabotage. No, I mean it gets ambushed, but it does go slightly wrong because like one of the guys, the driver, turns out to still be alive and like kind of shoots some of Salvatore's men, but it mostly goes well. Oz leaves one of the Falcone guys alive because he trusts him enough. So there's that. Like I said, there's a funeral involved. And then Oz is planning on completing this plan by. Oh, that's right. He's gonna frame one of the top guys, Johnny Vitti, by planting some jewels on him, I believe. And he's also got some dirt on him just in case things go sideways. And well, things don't go too absolutely well because despite making a deal with the Maronis, the Falcones were able to grab one of the Maronis guys and sort of sedate him before they plan to get info off of him, figure out who's the rat currently. So Oz now has to figure that all out and also get the jewels figured out. So he has Victor try and plant the jewels in Vitti's car while he goes to take care of the Maroni guy. So when he gets to him in the basement, while Sophia is having to deal with everyone upstairs, Oz decides to kill the Maroni guy instead of save him, just because it would be easy, I guess. But it is kind of part of his plan, at least a plan he improvised, who knows. Especially because Victor fails at planting the jewels because he got kind of caught and fled. So so Sophia and her men discover the dead guy, or the guy that is dead, and they sort of try to lock down the building and figure out who it is. And Oz still has the knife, so he decides to sort of fake a little fight, blaming some of them, and is able to plant the knife on the bodyguard that was kind of working for him during the fake ambush. And they find the knife on him, and Sophia's ready to kill him because she's constantly asking for a gun, but her uncle instead kills him, which is yet another sort of smack in the face to her, because she's just wanting to be a major part of this crime family, and her peers just want to set her aside because she's crazy and all this other stuff. But that's taken care of. So yeah, outside of the jewels, and Oz is pissed about that, but willing to forgive Victor for the most part. I'm pretty sure that's the majority of episode 2. Episode 3 is probably where it gets the most interesting as we go into Victor's backstory. So it opens up with a flashback where Victor is hanging out with his family as well as his girlfriend and his family is like in I think it's called Crown Point, which is a lower class part of Gotham, and like his dad's like cooking dinner, his mom's I think knitting, and his sister sitting around, and they're kind of like talking about, oh dad, you should ask for more. It's not horrible to want more, but he's fine with living a strenuous life and having the lifestyle he has because he's used to it. And and then Victor hangs out with his girlfriend, and also like I think her cousin, or I think it's like a friend and his like drug dealer cousin who shows up, and they're like, oh, why is he here? But that doesn't stop a little kissing, which is nice. What's not nice is some bombs going off, which they think are fireworks at first, but they're bombs. The Riddler's bombs, to be specific, as this is all during the events of the Batman. And the unfortunate part is that the flooding affected Crown Point worse because of how lower it is, how close it is to the seawall, to that level. So it just completely floods that area, and the way like water crashes into Victor's apartment, killing his family, which is very damn unfortunate. And I love this scene because already this is just adding a beautiful bit of context to the first movie, and like giving us a viewpoint we didn't see initially, because we do kind of get shots more of the upper class areas of Gotham, which have plenty of water, but not as much water as in Crown Point, which is crazy. But it's very interesting. So we then cut back to the present day, where Victor's still working with Oz, and he's now being tasked with like essentially babysitting Oz's apartment while he and Sophia go out to make some new deals with this new drug that she and Alberto were cooking up. And during all of that, Victor's kind of having a moment as he's trying to reconcile with his girlfriend, and she's wanting to move to California and kind of wants him to go with her, but obviously he's now involved in organized crime, so that's gonna be kind of hard. But she gives him time to decide, so that's kind of a big conflict with him. But meanwhile, again, Oz and Sophia are working on this drug that they're planning on selling that will change the game of the drug business, and it's a drug called Bliss, which is apparently grown from weird bleeding fungi that are grown in Arkham Asylum, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if it's in any way teasing Poison Ivy, probably not, because I mean, to be fair, that the guy who's like at least working on it is, I think, named Bloom, sort of a Batman villain reference there. And I guess the drug is meant to like make you feel good or whatever, but probably also dependent on it, to be fair. That's how a lot of drugs are designed usually, synthetic drugs. And they're trying to sell the drugs specifically to the Triads, who the Falcons don't really have great history with, but they're gonna try to make peace with them anyway. Finally, when it gets to Victor deciding whether or not to go with his girlfriend he decides not to because, well, obviously it would be a shitstorm, absolute shitstorm. And I just realized I kind of told that scene wrong, so hang on, let's backtrack a bit. So, the drug deal goes well. They're gonna start testing drugs at a nightclub. Oz has got a nice fancy white suit on. He has a Victor sort of like helping out, like helping pass the drugs around. And they're gonna like sell it for like 20 a piece, and then go up from there. And during that, like Victor starts having like PTSD flashbacks to the explosions when, like, I guess the nightclub's like booming with flashing lights and vibrations and all that. And he goes to the bathroom, and Oz is congratulating him a bit, and then he notices his phone, his texts from his girlfriend, and he realizes that he's trying to leave, and is berating him like you think I'm holding you hostage? Am I not treating you right? That sort of thing. Even though you're kind of threatening death on him at first, but. And he decides that, hey, if you want to leave, what do I care? And that's when he tries to leave with his girlfriend, but then realizes it's just not going to work, and then goes back. So we got fixed up. And in the middle of that, Oz and Sophia are outside having a cigarette when the Maronis come in and try to kill them because of their guy being killed. So they're about to shoot them when Victor comes in clutch with the purple car of Oz's and runs some of the guys over, and Oz gets in the car with him and they ride away. I guess we'll have to wait next week to see what happens to Sophia. She's obviously not dead, though. That would be really weird. So that's pretty much the first 3 episodes of The Penguin. My very brief retelling of those plots. And what else can I say? It's an incredible TV show so far. Not only the best in DC in a bit, but also the best in TV, at least for this month. I haven't seen a lot of new TV for the most part, so yeah, this is pretty good though. I really like that it's not only streaming on Max, but it's also on cable on HBO. It's pretty cool. Gives it a nice little extra stamp for approval almost. Like I said, Colin Farrell just loses himself into the Penguin. Like, he's really good in the role. Again, the makeup just really helps make him feel like a completely different guy. Like Penguin is real, and I love that. And let's not forget Kristen Milioti as Sophia Falcone, who a lot of people have been talking about as much as Colin Farrell, and she does a pretty good job at playing this woman who has had a troubled past and is kind of trying to get over that, but still has that edge to her. Like, you probably don't want to mess with her at all, because I'm sure there'll probably be a moment where she might snap at some point in this show, whether that's going to be in a flashback or later on in the present when someone's just pushed her enough. So we'll have to wait and see. I also love how risky this show kind of goes. It's not like taking like serious risks, but for a DC spin-off series, it's pretty risky, especially for something that was, kind of trying to be for a lot more people, like the Batman with its PG-13 rating. Like, this is the opposite of that. It's got, a lot of swearing compared to the movie. Plenty of, blood and violence, stuff like that. Not really anything sexual too much, which I'm fine with. You don't need to put everything in to show you're adult. But yeah, pretty damn good so far. And it's nothing I've really ever seen with a superhero spinoff, and I love it. I kind of like I enjoy a lot of Marvel stuff. I don't hate on them too much, like a lot of people do, but I do kind of wish they took more risks like this. Like Deadpool and Wolverine's the closest they've gone so far by it being the first R-rated MCU movie. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what else we get. And this is also a good way to tide people over for the Batman Part 2, which is going to take a bit to come out. So yeah, that's pretty much my main thoughts on the Penguin so far. I feel like in terms of ratings for the episodes, because I'm going to individually rate them, let's say with episode 1, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. I think that's a pretty strong first episode. Excuse me. And then for episode 2, I'm also going to give an 8 out of 10. Pretty damn good. And then maybe it's premature to say, but I think this is one of the best episodes, episode 3. I'm going to give a 9 out of 10. Really good. And again, I love how it recontextualizes the Batman. I love it. I love the world, the extra world building. The Batman already had really good world building with Gotham, but this does it even more, and I love it. So that is my review for the first 3 episodes of The Penguin. I will try to consistently review future episodes as they come out. I'm trying not to do these cluster reviews like I often find myself doing, or just not doing it at all, which is a problem I have. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna actually review House of the Dragon Season 2 or My Adventures with Superman Season 2 anytime soon. I might do what I did with Fallout and Knuckles and just do a random like mashup review and get out like my basic thoughts on both of those. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on The Penguin. Let me know what you thought of the show so far. Check out some of my other stuff, mostly book related stuff, but I try to do a little bit of everything, even if that doesn't work out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate that. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.